explain to buyers what tax and insurance escrow is exactly. So when they go into escrow, what does that exactly mean for them in layman's terms?
Okay, your mortgage payment is going to consist of a few different things. It's going
And
to
that's our
consist
principal and interest,
right,
right?
your principal and interest payment is your base payment on the loan amount on the loan that you're getting. You're then on top of that going to have a homeowner's insurance policy that's going to cover your home. That could run anywhere from $100 to $200 a month. Then you're going to have your property taxes, depending on where you are and what time of the year it is, depending on how much the bill is. It can run anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, depending on the county and what you're purchasing. And then you're going to have possibly mortgage insurance on top of that. So all of those payments combined will equal what your final mortgage payment is. Your taxes, your property taxes, and your homeowner's insurance are two separate things that we will pay for you on your behalf. In order to do that, an escrow account has to be set up with funds that will sit there that will wait until your homeowner's insurance and your property taxes are due, and then we will pay the bill out of your escrow account. So all of that money, in addition to your down payment money, has to be taken into consideration when you're closing a loan.
Okay. Should a buyer pull from their 401k?
That's sort of an open-ended question. It really depends on your scenario and how old you are and what you are looking to do. You know, if you're 30 years old, I would probably advise that you do that, because you're probably going to work for a lot longer during the course of your lifetime, and you're going to save your money. But when you're putting your money into real estate, it's also a long-term investment. So, you know, I agree with pulling from 401k, because you're paying yourself back. You're buying an asset that you're paying yourself back essentially with that money.
I always tell my renters that call me and want to get out of the rental market, you know, they're paying the landlord. And I always talk about, you know, you're paying the landlord's mortgage. You get to build yourself wealth by buying a home, getting in a home, because you're really paying that back to yourself. You can always do things like the HELOC, the bridge, you're sending your kid to college. You can use that HELOC to get them in whatever college it is that you're trying to get them into, because you've built equity inside of a house when you've been in it for so long. So I always talk to my renters about that. So I'm glad you pointed that out. So sometimes we get into the underwriting process and my buyers have gotten gifted money for their down payment from a family member. So explain to everyone what happens when you get gifted money. Why is it so important for the lender to know where that money came from?
The benefits for that, obviously, you don't have to pay that back, so it's a great addition to the loan. You get assets from a family member to put down for down payment, and we welcome that. But we also have to make sure that it didn't come from a loan proceed that for a different loan that you may have to pay back for additional debt that we don't know about that you've incurred. So we go to additional links to make sure that the money is actually coming from where it's the source that you've named as far as your relative is concerned. So there's an additional documentation that has to be obtained for those purposes.
So your 3 biggest mistakes buyers make. They are under contract. Me as the realtor, we went and looked at the houses, 150,000 of them maybe, and then we have written the contract and we are in your hands at this point. And it doesn't go through underwriting. What are the 3 mistakes you see buyers make that keep them from getting to the closing table?
They go under contract and then they decide that they need to buy a new car.
It's like they show up with a Porsche to the closing table.
And it doesn't have room for a bed in the back, so I'm not sure exactly where they thought they were going to be living, but it's not going to be the house that they just wrote under contract for. So that, or I had one that bought a Rolex watch that for an $800 a month payment, couldn't close because of that. Spending their money on furniture before we get to the closing table, so we're short funds to close. Those would probably be the 3.
So is it accurate when I tell my people, because this is what I say when we go under contract, Don't get divorced, don't get married, don't change your name, and eat ramen noodles for the next 45 days until we get to the closing table. Quit going through Starbucks.
Don't move money around.
Yes.
Don't deposit a bunch of money that you've had sitting in your mattress for a year and because now you're ready to buy a house, because that really can literally put a halt citizen on everything and we can't close. I mean, those types of things, additional debt and depositing money will kill a deal.
And it's so crazy to me that we worked so hard to get here, and they think sometimes that we're not being truthful when we say don't spend money. And it was like I was a day away from a closing, and they went out and bought furniture and we couldn't purchase. Right. And they were so upset, and I was like, I told you not to spend any money, to call me first. And so I wanted you to address some of those mistakes since you see it way more. So one question, because I really want to reach out to some VA buyers right now. VA buyers are having a really hard time in such an aggressive market getting under contract. They are just not able to get that contract across the table. How are you able to help a VA buyer right now close on a loan? We love our veterans at First Community. We waive all of our lender fees for our veterans, first of all. There's a stigma out there that has come about in this market that we're in, that the appraisals are not coming in where they need to come in because it's a VA loan. I'm not seeing that. My branch is not seeing that. It's funny how rumors get started and they run very quickly once they do. So someone has said something somewhere and they've heard it, and it's gotten passed around, and it's unfortunate because our veterans need to be able to utilize this benefit that we give them. They certainly deserve it. And I'm not, the VA loans that I'm closing with no problems, with no value problems, they don't have to go to VA, so there's no more underwriting turnaround time that's involved with a VA loan either. So that's a miscommunication that's out there. So I do hope to squash that, because it's not true and it's unfortunate. Well, and as a listing agent in scenarios, we're seeing so many offers on the table. I always I don't make the decisions for my sellers. I give them the pros and cons as, their advisor throughout the process. And we'll have those VA offers come across the table, and people are afraid to take them. Whereas I think us educating the public on why it's okay to take that offer. We don't have a lot of repairs on this house. That sometimes a VA won't get approved because of certain repairs on a house. So not all houses are eligible for a VA.
Absolutely.
But when we have these beautiful, completely renovated, absolutely amazing, brand new roofs, brand new ACs, all of this stuff, there's no reason why our sellers shouldn't be happy to take a VA offer. So that was why I wanted to have that question asked and answered, is because I want to debunk that myth.
Thank you for asking that, because that's a point of contention of mine. It really is.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa, for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. My name again is Sheree Macaroni, and we are just realtors and lenders in the Coweta County and surrounding county areas that are here to bring you more information on any questions that you may have. So you can call me anytime if you want some more information. My number will be down in the links. And if you need anything else, give me a call. Have a great day.
Thank you.